Hello, Salesforce Ohana, Walters954 here, and in this video, it's a little bit different than some of the other ones that I do. Normally they're in Salesforce, but in this video, I'm going to be installing Git and GitHub so that I can actually work on my Salesforce projects that are stored in repositories. So if you're looking to set up Git on Windows, this is Windows setup. It's a little bit weird. On Windows, Mac, they already have a lot of these things set up a little bit for you. But if you're looking to install this for Windows, this tutorial will walk through the steps that I took to get this installed and working properly for me. If you've never heard of Git, it is a version control tool. Don't get it confused with GitHub, which hosts a lot of the repositories. Could probably make a whole video on that, but Git is the tool for the versioning, and then GitHub is where all the actual repositories are stored, outside of your local machine. But hopefully you know a little bit about that. We're going to jump into the setup, and maybe I'll make some videos on that instead. So I'm just checking some of the options here. Now, this is my first time installing Git in a long time, so I'm actually hoping that this is going to work. And I'm trying out some new settings. So for you, some of these things may not be present or may not actually work. So like I already have Visual Studio Code installed, so I'm trying this out as the IDE for it. And then I'm just going through the recommended setup here as well. So using allowing for Git to be used in the command line by third-party software. I'm pretty sure that's needed in other areas. Nexting through all the rest of the setup here, because I think, I don't know what all of this stuff means. I'm not a Git expert, so I just want the default and it to kind of just work. I'm not that crazy into it, and just using the credential manager and things like that. For the most part, if I don't know what it's doing, I'm just going to go with the recommended settings here. So it's finally time to install, and I'm going to jump forward to the end and actually launch our our Git Bash. So Git Bash is a terminal that comes with Git installation. We installed it, and once you open it up, it's like a super powerful terminal. So you can type things like ls and pwd, but the most important thing was typing in Git and seeing all of those commands come through. So now we have installed Git successfully, but just because we've installed that, we then need to access our repositories. And our repositories are stored inside of GitHub, but we need to do a little bit of setup with our GitHub account. Since it's in the cloud, we need to do some setup for that to actually link our Git to our GitHub account. The first thing we want to do is actually set up our global username, and this will set up our name. So when we have our local Git instance, it'll know the name that we're going to be using for it. We'll do the same exact thing for our email. So let's actually just type this out here. So git config -- global username, and then we'll put my name in here for Warren Walters. So that worked out great. And what we're seeing here is there's some different options, but we also want to set our email that we have associated with our GitHub account. So this is just helping link them two together. Once again, this is what worked for me. I'm unsure 100% if this is actually necessary, but I've had trouble in the past on a Windows machine kind of setting everything up and had to go through SSH keys and all this crazy weirdness. So this is kind of what I want to do, or this is what worked for me as I went through the setup process to actually get this done. So now that we are at our email, we want to go ahead and configure that as well. If you don't have a GitHub account, then all of this isn't going to work. So beforehand, or stop right here and set up your GitHub account. Go ahead and create at least an email that's associated with your GitHub account, because this is how you set it up. Next, we're going to download and install GitHub Desktop. So this is the desktop client for GitHub, and this will allow you to sign in to your GitHub account and have a visual way of seeing all of your repositories inside of GitHub. what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit that sign in. It's going to pull my information in already because I'm already signed into GitHub, and we're already authenticated. So if you get a different screen, all you need to do is log in, and then boom, I'm seeing all of my repositories inside of the GitHub desktop application. And now I want to make sure that everything is kind of hooked up, because you kind of need to treat them as separate, Git and then GitHub. So I want to make sure that my Git, whenever I do commands in the terminal to like pull things down and push things, that it's actually working. So what I'm going to do now is just create a dummy, or pull down one of the repositories that I have, which is this JavaScript basic projects. I'm going to do this with HTTPS, so copy that code in there. Let me see what folder I'm in and navigate to a better folder where I can just kind of stuff this in. Probably the Salesforce one. Got a Salesforce mentor folder, and yeah, this looks like a good enough spot. So I'm going to clone and paste in that URL. So what this is going to do, since this is my own repository, I'm able to know that since I'm pulling this down and it's working, I'm actually authenticated properly with Git. And now I'm going to open this up in Visual Studio Code. So if you've never seen this, you can type code period if you've installed Visual Studio Code and some of the different processes for it, and make a change and actually do a push to my own repository just to make sure that that push is working properly. I'll jump into the code here, and yeah, let's just add a test in, save that. Now I should be able to go into so since we've made a change in our repository, I should be able to add any changes that I've made and then commit those changes. So all of this is happening locally, and I'm just committing the message of the test, and it knows that there's a change. And now that I'm using Git Push, it's going to push it up to GitHub and the remote repository that exists in there. So this working means that everything is set up correctly. I have made a change inside of my remote repository, and everything is linked together. Now, this is what I did to get it set up, and we can see test in here on line 7. So that's what I just pushed through, and we can see that, everything looks like it's working properly, which is great. So no need to set up like SSH keys or anything like that. This process for me seems to have linked everything together using HTTPS. And I think that's all that I have for everybody. So I'm probably for the most part, all set back up. If you didn't know, my computer crashed, which is why I'm making all of these setup tutorials once again. So if you're here for that, thank you. And my turning my negative into a positive, right? So yeah, we've been able to set up Git and connect to GitHub for a Windows machine without going through too many crazy steps, which I like. It seemed to work perfectly. I've been using this for a couple days at my work and everything, and it seems to be working out pretty well. If this process worked for you for getting GitHub set up, let me know in the comments down below. Or if there's an easier way of getting it set up, I would love to know. It took me 8-10 minutes with downloads and stuff like that. So it wasn't too long, but I don't know if I'm not 100% on all the steps. So if you're a Git expert, I would love for you to come on and kind of teach me the proper way of getting all of this set up. I tried to follow the tutorials and stuff like that from Git's actual site, and this is kind of where it led me, a good combination between both, because sometimes I like to look at GitHub Desktop, the app, to see visually how things have flown, or the branching and things like that, and how they look visually. And then, but for the most part, I use the terminal and for all my pushes and pulls and stuff like that. So this combo kind of works out really well for me, and I think for beginners this will be a really good starting point for you as well. But that's all I got. If this video was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and let me know what else you would like to see me make a tutorial on. As always, I'm Walters954. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, I believe in you.